Hi everyone, Gina and Doc Mitchell here from Health Style Partners. Thank you for joining us.
Yes. We're so glad to be here. We got some very interesting topics that we're going to be talking about. We're going to be sharing because this is raw talk after all, and what that looks like is we're just going to be real. We just want to be real with you, real with each other. And I'm excited to do this with you.
I'm very excited.
Right.
So the topic came up today. We have so many fun topics to talk about, but the topic came up today and I just had this realization. Mitchell was meeting me at the gym as he usually does, and we're getting ready to do a workout. And I said, I'm really grateful. And he said, what do you mean? Not like, what do you mean? Like he doesn't understand the word. Of course he understands the word because we always have moments of gratitude, especially in the evening, but that's another talk altogether. And I said, I'm really grateful. And he said, why? I said, because you didn't let what happened, all these things that happened to you today, affect you.
Yeah.
And so we want to talk about how you do that and how that's possible, and how we're always learning and always trying to do better each time with our triggers with that.
So to give you a little context, this was like one of those days, right? 25 years of service I've been with this phone company. And today, nationwide, it went down. The whole service went down.
Yeah.
Now, if that wasn't enough, because of course that started to affect my work today, then the toilet decided it was going to go down. It just wasn't going to flush. And I'm thinking, how perfect is this? Right?
It's awesome.
Then I'm going out to my car to go someplace. I was going to go to a coffee shop and to get some work done. And, I had all these leaves all accumulated in the vents, right? Because, and that interferes with good normal airflow into the car.
Yeah.
So I'm pulling the leaves out of the vent and I get some of the grease on my hand. And then I look down and I have some of it on my shirt.
Oh gosh, you didn't tell me that. I didn't realize it was a trifecta.
Could there be anything else? And I said, be careful asking that question, right?
Yes.
I really caught myself.
Yeah.
This is part of what we're referring to is how do we literally choose and decide whether or not we're going to let the mood dictate us. Is it going to run our life or are we going to run it? So one of the things that I learned, remember Hal Elrod, starting off your morning? He used to have this saying, when you have a mood, you get 5 minutes to deal with it. 5 minutes. Now, it depends on what it is, but if it's a mood, if something throws you off or some news or whatever, like the phone going down. Well, it's out of my control. There was nothing I could do. So either I get really upset and I just let it dictate my day, or I went to a Verizon store and this woman happened to come out. She was a customer also, and she says, oh, don't worry about it. It's not your phone. It's nationwide.
Yes.
And I thought, well, that was kind of her. Because then I wasn't going to go inside and stand there for God knows how long for them to tell me the same thing.
Yes.
So I said, you know what? I'm going to just take this for the gift it is, and I'm not going to let this ruin my day, right? So I had no use for the phone. There's nothing I could do about it, right? So I didn't.
And in so many respects, when that happens, you can find, as cliche as it sounds, you can find a silver lining, which means it is a nice, break or vacation from the phone. It's sort of a forced vacation, and it's found time for other things. Could be for other work. It could be for just a little time for yourself to get some natural vitamin D in the sun, which is something that you like to do a lot or daily. And so, I would say that that's definitely a gift. And I know for me, when this happens, and something like this happened recently, is I quickly took a moment and instead of getting reactive, I got curious. And I said to myself, how long do you want this to go on? You have proof that whatever just triggered you, whatever Mitchell triggered you with, is really my responsibility. He doesn't know when he says something to me if it's actually going to trigger something in my body. We're going to talk about what it actually does, what's happening in your body. We're actually going to talk about the amygdala and all those things and the prefrontal cortex and how you can build new neurons, but we're not going to talk about that right now. That will be a later talk. But I made a decision that I was not going to let this linger. I was not going to let this last. And I didn't. I did not.
And that is a perfect example of the same thing that happened to me today, right? I get to choose. And, you know, another topic we'll talk about is the difference between choice and free will. Right?
Ooh, that's we need 2 hours for that.
We'll go into that. But
I love that
I exercised today my free will to choose if I was going to let it ruin my whole day.
Yes.
Just like you did. For context, I had done something that she asked me not to do, and she let it upset her for maybe 5 minutes. It's the 5-minute rule. Maybe somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes. And then all of a sudden, she came out of the room, and it was like a whole different thing. And I was almost on edge, thinking, "Oh, this is not going to be good," right? Because in the past, older version of both of us would have been a whole lot different. But because of we do a lot of personal development work.
Yeah.
And this is where it shows up.
That's true.
And because of that, it didn't linger. So when people ask me, why do you do personal development? Well, it's a skill. And it's a skill in how to manage life, when life's going to happen. So when things show up, again, and this ties in really well, like that old saying, is life happening to me or for me?
Right.
And if we step into, this happened for us.
That's right.
Today happened for me.
Yes.
To see how much dependent I am on the phone.
Yes.
Because the phone, I didn't have access to it. So right there, I got to make a choice.
That's right.
Just like you did the other day, last week. And it was spectacular, right? That we're trying to share this with you so that you understand you too have a choice. Mm-hmm. You can decide whether or not it's going to run you or you're going to run it.
Yes, and you take your power back when you do that.
Yes.
And so you're giving away your power to what? A toilet? Really? I don't think so.
No.
Not today.
Right.
No bueno.
Yeah. So what that looks like is, listen, there was nothing I could do. The toilet didn't flush. You know, it's like, okay, well, do a little plunging, see if that opens it up. A little bit, slowly. So I said to myself, am I going to let this ruin my day? Am I going to let this put me in a mood where it affects me and everybody around me?
Yes.
And I said, it's not worth it. It's out of my power.
That's right. And I know for me, I believe that there are two very invaluable things in this world. Do you know what they are?
Yeah.
So we agree on what they are. And so that is patience. I'm sorry. It's not patience. We talked about patience earlier. So that was still on my mind. Peace.
Yes.
And time.
Yes.
So no one's ever on their deathbed wishing they had more money to go somewhere with. Or, I don't know, another house to go with.
Yeah.
You can't take it with you.
No.
So while we're here, why not exude the energy that we want to create, which is create more time, make the most of the time, make a minute feel like an hour, and peace of mind, peace in your soul, peace in your heart, peace with others. And so I don't know that that's changed for me in a very long time.
It's funny you say that about time. When I was in school, we had this healer come and give us a talk. And she was telling us a lot about how we literally can control time to some degree. Right? We always say, wow, it just seems like time is flying. She gave us the example of how to slow time down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And one of the ways to do that is with your intention. And what I mean by that is, again, using your mind to go, if I always think things are happening so quickly, they will be. But what if I take some slow, deep breaths? And the other part to time and why it seems like it's rushing by, because we're always filling it with something.
That's true.
What if we just literally, every day, not almost every day, but many times a week, I try to take a power nap. I call it the Navy SEAL power nap. 9 to 11 minutes. And my body's gotten used to it, where it's not sleep, but I slow time down. And I use my mind to just relax into it, knowing it's just a power nap. I'm not going to be sleeping. I'm not drifting off into beta waves or anything like that. It's like a refresh. You know that little button on the computer? Refresh. That's what I've trained my body to do. Same thing, just drop right in. So I slow time down by not filling it with everything every minute.
Yes. This is what I tell my clients all the time, is I really want them to slow down so they can be present in the time they've allotted for certain things, and not to rush from one thing to the next, and they're not even being present in the present moment of time, which is a present. It is a gift, every moment that we have. So going back to what I was saying is, if we take a moment and get curious within ourselves, take responsibility for the reaction we just had, which, by the way, I'm not a big fan. I don't like being wrong. I don't like saying I'm sorry, but I do like having more time and making the most of it and having peace. So if that's my goal, then why would I dwell as long as I used to? This has taken a long time for me to get. I'm 57 years old now, but I have more wisdom, and I'm always learning.
Yes.
Because I still get triggered. Of course I do.
Some of the topics we're going to talk about will relate to this, right? But for example, one thing to realize as a life coach, and I just was talking to a couple of my clients today about this, where we always think this is just supposed to happen, or I'm going to flip a switch and all of a sudden be patient, or I'm going to know how to use my mind a certain way. It takes time to develop the skill.
Yes.
I like to use the analogy, because we're both into the health field, of muscles, right? How long does it take to develop and then build and then maintain a muscle? It's not a flip of a switch.
Right.
So these things in your mind are very similar to building a muscle. I'm building the patience muscle.
Me too.
It takes time. It takes practice. And then once you even think you have it, then you get to practice keeping it.
Yes.
I love that little blurb that I saw on something that Morgan Freeman talks about. If you ask for patience, God doesn't just give you patience. Gives you reasons to be patient, and you get to practice that.
That's true.
And it doesn't just last forever. You still have to practice it. Just like if you want the muscle to develop, once you get it there, then you have to maintain it. Because if you stop working out, guess what happens? It atrophies.
Yes.
It shrinks back.
That's right.
It's just part of the natural system of how it works. But be patient. Here's a good one, right? Be patient with yourself while you're developing patience.
Yeah.
Ooh, how's that?
Oh my gosh.
Right.
If I wanted patience, I would have been a doctor.
She's so goofy sometimes. But that's one of the things I love. Right? Well, I think for today, I hope you get the idea that what we're really referring to is you have more control of your life than you think. Now, there's certain things you don't have control over.
Yes.
Again, I had no control over the toilet. I had no control over the phone, working, not working, nationwide. There was nothing I could do about it. How I reacted or didn't react, that I had control over. So, from us to you, this is what we plan on sharing as we move forward with a variety of topics here on Raw Talks.
That's right.
Have a wonderful day and an evening, depending on where you are. And remember, It's all about you. Remember, life begins and ends with what goes on in those 6 inches. So be blessed on your way. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.